Hello, today we'll be looking at the new Ecovacs T10 Plus. It's big, it's powerful, and yes, it can suck. What in the world? Why is there a cow on my screen? Hold on, I have to check on my editing software. Hold on.
Start charging.
Hello, and welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are all having a great summer. It's probably summer in some parts of this world. Alright, so today we'll be looking at the Ecovacs T10 Plus, but can this compete with the new Roborock Q7 Max Plus? Let's check it out.
Reservoir installed.
Well, there's an old saying, if it ain't broken, don't fix it. So, this is basically an S5 Max with more power, around 4,200 pascals, also has self-emptying.
Mop mount installed. Start customized cleaning.
Well, just on paper, looks like the T10 Plus clearly has more features. That front-facing camera with two-way audio, the vibrating mopping system, also has an active carpet avoidance sensor, but can the Roborock redeem itself? Well, I think Roborock decided to take a different approach. Instead of adding every feature but the kitchen sink, they decided to make an easy-to-use robot vacuum that most consumers would appreciate. And this robot vacuum is also a really good cleaner, and its self-emptying is a lot better than on a T10 Plus. I compared the capabilities of both self-emptying, and I think what makes the Roborock better is the fact that it has a larger opening and the ability to suck out more debris in one go-around. So let's see how the T10 Plus fares. With the same amount of ice, Roborock's model was able to clear out the entire dustbin. Alright, let's see how well these robot vacuums clean. I do a mixture of hardwood floors and carpeting, and during my testings I evaluate the performance and any things I notice. For example, the side brush, the speed of the side brush, and how well they do on carpets. So I would say that the Q7 Max Plus overall does a better job cleaning. I think that all-rubber brush design is really good on multi-surface flooring. Speaking of this all-rubber brush design, I found it's easier to take the pet hair off. You don't need any cleaning tools like on the Ecovacs series, but Ecovacs does provide a nice handy tool. Now, the Ecovacs T10 Plus is slightly less powerful, I believe around 3,000 pascals, but both models do offer a pretty long battery life, around 180 minutes. So let's talk about the features of the T10 Plus. Clearly it has a lot more features. That's why a lot of you are going for the T10 Plus. I did do a review on the Q7 Max Plus, and a lot of people were saying, well, the T10 offers more features and value for the money. Okay, so here's some reasons why you get the T10 Plus over the Roborock. For starters, the mopping system is a lot better. It vibrates. Also, with the active carpet avoidance, if you have a mixture of hardwood floors and carpeting, the Robot Vacuum will not mop your carpets. And of course, with that front-facing camera, it does better at avoiding obstacles. Now, on the flip side, Roborock Q7 Max Plus is really just a robot vacuum that can clean really well, and it also has mopping capabilities. Now, if you're a fan of like the S5 Max and you wanted self-emptying capabilities, well, the Q series might be an ideal model for you. Now, keep in mind, the Q7 Max Plus is pretty expensive, around $700, same as the T10 Plus. But luckily, both manufacturers offer cheaper models. You can get like a Q5 or even like a Q4 that does not have mopping. Alright, let's go and see what the scale says and see which model actually picked up the most rice. Well, correct me if I'm wrong, I think the T10 Plus only comes in one color, but the Q7 Max Plus you can also get in an all black design. Now, take a look at the design here. It's interesting how the top cover just completely lifts off. I'm not a huge fan of having to rotate the robot 180 degrees to install the mopping system, just a minor gripe, but the trade-off is that front-facing camera is looking out, so yes, you can put this in an area to keep an eye on your house. Okay, so you can see the Q7 Max Plus has a slightly different dustbin from like the S7, but clearly the design works well and it picked up more debris than what I put down on my floors. Okay, so like I said in the beginning of the video, Roborock's self-emptying system is unique and it works really well. Instead of having a small extractor port, it actually pulls all the debris back out of the robot the same way it came in. So it's a clever design and it works very well. Now, on the flip side, the T10 Plus self-emptying does not require a cooldown period, so you can run back-to-back self-emptying sessions. Alright, let's check out the navigation here. Okay, so before we talk about the navigation, I just want to take a moment to thank each and every one of you for watching my videos, commenting, subscribing. Really do mean the world to me. It's really been a fun community, been showcasing these cool robot vacuums, and I'm pretty sure these little guys make life easier as they just clean your house and you can just go about and do your chores. So thanks so much, and if you haven't already done so, make sure you like the video so I can continue doing these cool robot vacuums. And yes, manufacturers look at my videos and they do allow me to bring these new products to light. Okay, so let's talk about the navigation. Now, off to the right there is the Ecovacs T10 Plus, and off to the left there, the Roborock Q7 Max Plus. Yeah, interesting naming. Now, I did have to turn the light off on the left there because my flickering of the light was driving me nuts. Okay, so you can see that the T10 Plus has that front-facing camera, but in reality, I noticed it doesn't avoid a lot of the obstacles I've seen on the other Ecovacs models. This model does not have a laser system, so that might just be the case, but they say it does avoid recognized objects. Alright, so for the Q7 Max Plus, you notice it does a pretty good job around most obstacles, relies on its laser system to detect obstacles that are higher than the robot itself, and I think both models shouldn't have issues doing this obstacle course. Well, if you have a keen eye, you may notice that the Roborock has a side brush that speeds up around objects and near the edges. Now, this works in theory, but I noticed that it does scatter the debris around a little too much, so maybe slow it down just a tad bit. So, my personal opinion, I like the Ecovacs system, where it has two side brushes, and hard to tell if it's speed sensitive, but they work pretty well. Well, over the years, robot vacuums have definitely gotten smarter and smarter. Now, one thing to note is Ecovacs has spent a lot of time upgrading the mapping process, and it does clearly show, but it's not as good as Roborock. Roborock has always been a leader in terms of navigation. As you can see, I did do a side-by-side video, and I tried to start them at the exact same time, and you may notice how much quicker the Roborock was versus the Ecovacs. Now, despite that, the Ecovacs model is pretty good and you shouldn't have issues with the navigation. It was able to figure out where it's at and eventually return back to its docking station. Alright, so we're towards the 10-minute mark. I'll probably wrap this video before the 10-minute mark. But again, thank you so much for watching. And the last thing I want to showcase is just the navigation to a target point. So in case you want to do a vacuum to clean a specific room, which both models can do very efficiently without any issues. But of course, you got obstacles in the way. As you can see, Roborock, no issues, was able to navigate the objects. One thing to note is clear objects, the robot vacuum struggles with. Same as the Ecovacs, clear objects they hit. But overall, both robot vacuums are pretty nice. Adios, see you later.
Just put it out like very gently.
Oh, just.
What? This smells so hungry. Gee, I thought he ate the whole thing. No, he's like, give me the whole cone.